this video, you're going to see three different things. My realization and how I came to it, that women are literally just an appliance to men. Then I'm going to show a video from a TikTok user named Hope_Peddler. And then I'm going to share a few notes from a man who watched that video from Hope_Peddler. I'm showing that because I'm showing what she said, and then I'm showing what this man heard. And I know what this man heard because he made a video, he tagged me on it, and he had 16 minutes of rambling nonsense. I am not telling you who this person is because he is not important, and I don't want him to get the spins. I don't push men like that. And literally, I'm about to block him now that I've taken the notes. But what is important is that they hear one thing and then they interpret it completely different from what women are saying. That's the reason why even though men watch our spaces, it doesn't matter because they do not hear what we're saying. It's like we're speaking a foreign language. We're speaking in like gibberish to them because how he interpreted this is beyond me. But at this point, it doesn't matter because the people that will understand will shift and understand where women are coming from. And for the ones that will not shift and adjust to women and what our needs are and our humanity, they'll just get left. But go ahead and watch these videos and tell me what you think, what you heard. I'm going to use this comment to jump off into where I'm going with my content today. That to these XYs, women are basically an appliance, a dishwasher, a washing machine. We're just something that is useful. We might be human, but we don't have humanity. So on my YouTube page, I made a post about my beautiful and intelligent friend, Shar Henley. And this was Raymond's response. All I want to know is, does she know how to cook and clean? Basically reducing the humanity of a woman who is fully capable, smart, beautiful, creative, all of this. And he has reduced her down to a washing machine. And that's it. And it really just goes to show you that despite women asserting that we are bigger than this, that we're not just a washing machine, we're not just a thing to possess and then discard, these XYs are just not listening. And it really is kind of sad that we talk about the things that we are. Women, we talk about the things when women are together and talking about ourselves, we get to be our fuller selves. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these XYs, do you cook? Do you clean? And what's the capacity of her womb? That's pretty much it. And they do not see why women are checking out. Just checking out completely, because we are basically we are an accessory. We're an appliance that they get rid of after a certain amount of time. I have guys that visit my page. They come and they don't hear anything that we're saying. All that they hear is nag, 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 bitter, 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 whatever. That's because your appliances are not meant to speak. Your dishwasher should not be speaking back. We shouldn't have creativity and intelligence. This is the reason why they go so hard against educated women, because now the dishwasher is daring to speak up. So one of my friends makes this quote and says it often, and I don't know where it's from. You will always be too loud in a world that never intended on hearing from you. No one cares what a dishwasher has to say. And that's the reason why these XYs don't care about our humanity. You might as well just get used to this.
Here are my predictions for the future of cishet relationships over the next 20 years. History will look back on this period of time from probably 2020 to 2025, but maybe even to 2030, and they're going to refer to it as the Great Divorce or something like that. Maybe the relationship realignment, but the Great Divorce is catchier. We're not only going to see an unparalleled spike in divorces, but we're going to see an unparalleled drop in marriages, particularly remarriages, which are going to fall off a cliff deeper than the Grand Canyon. Right now, cishet men and women are starting this game of chicken, so to speak. As women are just now contending with their unhappiness in long-term relationships, men are right now doubling down. They're trying to call our bluff. They're trying to say, listen, I hear you asking for something different, but you've always complied in the past. So if we just hold the line, if we hold firm, you'll comply this time as well. But what they're missing is that this time is different. This time you have a bunch of women communicating with each other and figuring out for the first time that their unhappiness within heterosexual relationships, particularly marriage, is a feature, not a bug. And the only reason we're realizing this is because we're talking to one another. Most of us have spent our entire lives being like, I'm just buggy. Either there's something about me that's not good at relationships, or there's something about the men that I pick. I've got a buggy picker, or, I just don't have the capacity to be happy in relationships. It's a me problem, right? But because of social media and TikTok in particular, we're all comparing notes. And for the first time, we're getting this freedom because we're like, I'm not buggy. It's not me. I'm not bad at relationships. The system that we have set up for romantic relationships is just a bad system. It's a system that was designed for men in times when we didn't have our own economic freedom. And now that's changing, and we want to change the system. Now, most men right now are still holding the line because they think that we're going to come around. They think that if they hold out long enough that, we'll abandon our own loneliness to be with them. What they fail to understand is we're getting the ick. It's a permanent shift within us as to the way that we view romantic relationships and men in general. We're not going to have to rationally convince ourselves to stay away from those men despite really wanting to be with them. No, we're actually not wanting to be with those men, right? Men will eventually fall like dominoes over a very long period of time. The first group is already falling. These are the men who are in love with their wives and who are generally open-minded, liberal men who are listening to this conversation women are having and who are already on it, who are already changing in order to save their marriages or relationships. The second group that will fall are going to be the men who were left by a woman because of these issues, and in their grief and their pain, they will contend with this reality. The group that will fall next are the men who cannot contend with their own loneliness anymore and are willing to try anything, including changing the way they approach relationships. The last group of men, which may be decades down the road, are the men who will have no spaces anymore to go and complain about being a victim, because all of those spaces are now going to be filled with men who are like, nah, man, it's an us problem. Then together, we will rewrite relationships. Here are my predictions for the future of cishet relationships over the next 20 years. History will...
Listening to Hope Peddler and knowing and understanding where things are shifting as far as women goes, I completely understand where she's coming from because women across race, age, and culture are seeing the same things. They want men buying into the household to help out, to be emotionally available, to be emotionally intelligent. We're asking for these things and specifically saying these things that we need. When we say these things, for whatever reason, men are hearing, I just want 6 figures, 6 feet tall, and 6 pair of shoes. Like, they literally are not listening to what women are asking for. Now, I was tagged in a video where this man heard this same video, and what he got from it was completely different than what she said. And I'm not putting his video out there. I do not stitch men, but this is what he came across. This is what he interpreted as. Feminists have mental illness. Feminists are the reasons for mass feminists. Then he starts talking about there are 10 women to every man, so we'll just get our passports. He starts talking about these other countries don't subscribe to feminism, not understanding that the birth rate is dropping just about everywhere. He specifically mentioned Italy, which is in a birth dearth. He specifically mentioned Asian countries, which are experiencing women not wanting to procreate. These people do not understand what's going on globally. He was like, Christianity and Islam did say women are beneath men. So he understands that there is a reason that patriarchy and Christianity is becoming out of favor with women, but he just kind of wrote that part off. He's like, this is what Democrats represent. This is what he said. This is what Democrats represent. And if you vote Democrat, you might as well put on a skirt if you're a man. And then he's like, women just won't play their roles. Cook, clean, be cordial. They just won't be respectful. So he's not understanding that women are saying, we need you to buy into the relationship, help out, nurture the kids, nurture our relationship, be emotionally available. And he just goes on to that. Now, some of the funny parts is he starts going on and on. He compares having multiple women to having a spare tire. And he says he will never trust a woman. That's why he has multiple women. But he will love a woman and love her to death as long as she cooks, cleans, is submissive, and supportive. So he expects women to be supportive and loving, but he's going to have multiple, and he's going to treat them like a spare tire. That's what women are. This is another reason why women are opting out, because we are more than a spare tire. We are more.